Aloha, APUSH. Welcome to our special New Year's Eve broadcast. Join us while we reflect on these past events that happened during this marvelous decade.
Looking back at the eventful decade of the 1950s, the country transformed through many external and internal conflicts. But while it was not the best 10 years we have seen, it was not all bad.
Hey, are you guys hungry?
Yeah,
I heard about this new place called McDonald's. It's what they call it, a fast food restaurant.
fast food. What's that?
It's like a normal restaurant, but it's quicker and cheaper. So they say it's gonna be the future of America. I was wondering if you guys wanted to go eat there. There's a lot of those places around here.
I think it would be good. I heard about it on the Babasu Boys communications. They said to look for the golden arches.
All right, you guys want to go order? I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, all right, let's go sit down, guys. Oh my gosh, this looks so juicy.
For only 15 cents?
Kids can also enjoy eating here at McDonald's with their new McDonald's Happy Meal.
Wow, it's that new Pluto toy from the Disneyland that just opened up.
They also have sweet treats like cookies.
That's really good.
As seen in the commercial, fast food is beginning to take over the food industry.
McDonald's has transformed the food industry by providing jobs around the U.S. as well as making the food production line faster and cheaper. Statistics here show that by 1958, 100 million burgers have been sold for 15 cents a piece.
15 cents a piece?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, up next we have our fashion segment with Marilyn Monroe.
Miss Monroe, I am here live with the Miss Marilyn Monroe. Miss Monroe, you look absolutely stunning. What is this dress you are wearing?
Thank you. William Travilla made it for me especially for the film 7-Year Itch, and I'm wearing it here again tonight.
What do you think the public will say about this revealing dress? You seem to have crossed many boundaries for women's fashion.
I hope to inspire women to dress how they want and express themselves more. I feel I've already made an impact as women have begun to wear shorter skirts such as this one.
It looks amazing on you. Thank you for your time, and it is extremely inspiring the effect you're having on women this decade.
Thank you.
All right. She looks absolutely stunning, as you can tell.
Man, I'm bored. I have nothing to do.
Hey man, you said you were bored?
Yeah,
Hey, have some Play-Doh.
thanks. What's Play-Doh?
Play-Doh is like a type of dough that comes in all types of colors and shapes. They're really good for whenever you're bored or whenever you want to fidget. It's the right toy to play with.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I'll
look,
check it out.
Let me show you. I have many different types of colors. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they have from
Wow.
green to blue, the red, the brown. They have anything you'd be able to find on the rainbow spectrum.
Play-Doh seems like a blast.
Yeah, it is.
Let's check it out.
All right.
These are just 4 of the 10 colors available. You can shape Play-Doh into many different designs using the vast variety of colors available. Or you can just play with it in your hands.
Oh, this is really fun. Man, I love Play-Doh. Play-Doh can be used anywhere at any time. You're guaranteed to have a jolly good time. In this decade of the 50s, wrestling as well as other sports were taking over the entertainment era. Most people saw it as a form of self-defense.
The 50s was the golden age for Major League Baseball as it attracted over 14,000 fans on average. Some of the most influential African Americans, Jackie Robinson and Sam Jethro, are some of the reasons for these high numbers. They changed societal values and inspired young African Americans to chase their dreams. New York was also the center for Major League Baseball, with their 3 teams winning the World Series 6 years in a row. Here's a look at one of Jackie Robinson's famous home runs from 1956.
The first ever NBA championship was in 1950, and with the attention this event drew, basketball skyrocketed in popularity throughout America, creating a more competitive and athletically driven new generation. It brought together communities, celebrating their teams and competing against each other. Here is a look at popular players Bob Cousy and Dolph Schayes.
I'm here with historian Connor Boquist, who will give us a recap on the events and impacts of the Korean War. Tell us about the war, Connor.
In the very first year of this decade, we experienced the beginning of the Korean War.
This was a conflict between Democratic North Korea and Republican South Korea. Communist and Democratic North Korea, supported by the Soviet Union, crossed the 38th parallel, invading South Korea. This left South Korea feeling unprepared and overwhelmed, requiring aid from our country.
While the war was paused and an armistice was signed in 1953, it had severe lasting impacts on America. We were left with high taxes, increased government spending, as well as many Americans without lives.
Americans suffered over 36,000 casualties over the span of the war. This war has already made an impact on our foreign policy. America has already adopted a stricter foreign policy with tighter military involvement around the globe. Earlier in this decade, Linda Brown was denied entrance to Topeka's all-white elementary school. At the time, schools were segregated by color.
Brown argued that the segregation in schools violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. These schools were unequal as the teachers treated children poorly, the children had a poor learning environment, and had less equipment.
Although previously, in 1896, the Supreme Court ruled in Plessy v. Ferguson that segregated facilities were legal as long as they were equally treated, Brown suggested that the poor treatment of African Americans broke this law.
Brown won the case, signalizing the end of legalized racial segregation in schools of the United States. Social organizations such as the NAACP became more motivated to continue this trend of integration across all areas.
Okay, here we have rock and roll sensation Elvis Presley. How's it going, Elvis?
Oh, everything's all right, sir.
Word on the street, you're leading the teenagers of this generation to a cultural revolution. They're introducing social norms that may have come off liberal or rebellious, don't you think?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just here to sing and entertain the crowd, you know. I'm glad people are following in my direction, and I'm just happy to be part of something new in this generation. Rock and roll. Aloha, Babassus. Thank you for tuning in to our New Year's Eve broadcast. Over the course of the 50s, this country has gone through many political, economic, and social changes from the many events that have transpired.
While many hardships occurred, we all made it through, thanks to the many forms of entertainment we had this decade and fun that we had along the way.
Well, would you look at the time? It is now time for our New Year's Eve celebration coverage. We will now switch you over to our other broadcasters, Oliver Buitt and Philaroop.